So here's the biggest thing about innovation, guys, is stop watching your competition. You can't be innovative in whatever field you're in if you're watching what your competition's doing. Because you end up doing what your competition's doing. You got to stop watching your competition, look at other industries, and innovate your industry. This is Ask the BCE Show, episode number 14. I am your host, Kurt Belding, and this is the Blue Collar Entrepreneurial Show. Happy holidays, everybody. It's finally over. God, thank God it's over. I love the holidays, but like, man, this year's been just super frustrating, you know? Like, I'm ready to, maybe I'm just super jazzed up for 2019, but this is the first day I think people are actually back to work and actually can get stuff done. And I don't know, it's been a frustrating holiday season for us, but I think, you know what, I think what it is like, I'm so like ready to go for 2019 because I have new ideas that I want to do and I want to roll out. And maybe that's what I'll talk about today a little bit before we jump into questions is innovating, right? Like, how do you innovate in your industry? And what does that look like? And how do you do that, right? Everyone has ideas, but most people don't follow through the ideas. And why is that? And here's what I think. I think the biggest reason why people don't follow through with the idea they have or the thought, or they can get excited about something. Like, I don't know how many times someone has come to me and say, hey, yo, you should do this. Or like, what if you made this product? Or what if you like did this? Or even come to me and said, oh man, remember like cruise control? I had that idea when I was 30 years ago, but I just didn't do it. Everyone has the idea, but no one follows through with it. Here's why I think the number one reason why people don't follow through with their ideas is because of lack of confidence in themselves. I think self-perception is everything. So if I had to put like, all right guys, here's the secret of success on one thing. The secret is how you perceive yourself, is being confident with yourself. I think that is the secret of success. Because if you're not confident in yourself, then you're not going to do whatever that idea is. You're not going to innovate. You're not going to push yourself. You're not going to have confidence that you're going to be successful and actually execute the idea. So, and it's all about perception. So if my self-perception, if it's deep down, if I don't feel like I'm good enough to have success, or if I don't feel good about myself, or I don't feel like I'm a good person, you're not going to have success. Even if you try, you're going to sabotage yourself, self-sabotage, to make sure you fail. Like, let me give you the example of, we're in the fitness world. So let me give you the example of someone that's overweight, right? You're overweight because that's how you absolutely 100% perceive yourself. You perceive yourself as being an overweight person. That's 9 out of 10. Now, there might be circumstances where, like, for example, me, I'm getting fat right now because I have an injury. I just hurt myself and I can't work out, right? So, but there's circumstances on it, but 9 times out of 10, you are wherever you're at in life because that's how you perceive yourself. And what's going on back there, guys? Everything okay? Yeah. I think the camera's shut off or something. Anyway, let me back on that. Perception. So if you deep down perceive yourself as being a bigger person or someone that might be overweight, no matter how hard you work, you're going to sabotage yourself to get back to that. Like if your story says, well, I'm just big boned and I'll probably never be skinny because I'm just not a skinny person. You're always going to be big boned. You're always going to be bigger. But if your story that you play yourself in your mind says, well, yep, I'm overweight right now, but that's not who I am. I'm actually in shape, skinnier version of myself. This is who I am. It's just the moment that I'm overweight. Then you'll actually become that. So, man, the secret, I think, of success, or the secret is how you perceive yourself. And that will create. So like if I think of myself as like, I'm a billionaire and I know I'm going to be a billionaire, a millionaire, whatever, like super successful. And if I truly believe that's who I am, I'll find a way to do it. But if I believe that I'm always going to struggle in life, I'm always going to struggle in life. No matter how hard I work, no matter what I do, I'll always self-sabotage to get back to a place that I feel I really truly belong and believe. So that's I feel like the secret, guys. Innovation, I talked a little bit about being innovative. So that's key for any industry. Any industry you guys are in, whether it be real estate, supplements, advertising, car sales, whatever industry you're in, you need to innovate as a company, innovate as a person. And the key of innovating is, I think the biggest first step of innovating is stop watching your competition. Stop watching what other people are doing in your field, whatever field that is. Because if you're watching what you're doing, you're getting influence from that, and you're not going to be able to innovate. Innovate means like doing something 100% outside of what's already been done. Maybe a better idea would be looking at other industries and grabbing those ideas and pull them into your industry to innovate that way. So in 2019, I'm working on innovating our companies, Fit Republic. And the biggest thing that I'm doing, guys, is I'm not looking at my competition at all. I'm looking at other industries and how I can innovate my industries by outside sources and just really racking that brain. So if you guys want to innovate, stop watching your competition. That's the kind of the point to that. So I rambled long enough. Let's jump into a question. Should we go live or a question we got earlier, guys? You guys got one for me?
Nothing live on Instagram.
I have a live.
All right.
Matt Hessen. It's a two-part question. First one is, what has been the most important / crucial part of your story, the make or break moment?
So Matt Hessen asked, what's the most important and crucial part of my story? I'm assuming you're like my personal story, Matt. My make or break moment, man. You know what, dude? I don't even think I'm there yet, to be honest with you. I don't think I'm at my most crucial moment. I think that I'm just getting started, to be honest with you. But like for what I've lived so far, I guess my most crucial make or break moment would have been that day that I decided to get out of GNC and start my own brand, because I risked probably the most. Now, I didn't have a lot to lose at that time. I didn't have a family, I didn't have a daughter, I didn't have a wife. So when I was risking, it was just for myself, right? I'm just risking my own comfort. I wasn't risking anybody else with that. So I had the luxury when I was younger to be able to take that really big risk to be able to be where I'm at now. So I'd say my make or break moment, Matt, was that point of like when I decided to do my own thing. That was probably a big one, because I made a decision to live on my buddy's couch for 2 years and basically be homeless. I made that decision to sacrifice that much to ensure my success. My other really big make or break was deciding to own a business in the first place. So I don't know, a lot of people don't know that I have a background in counseling psychology, and that was my plan. That was my future. I went to school for it. And at one point I decided to stop pursuing that and buy a business. My first business that I actually bought was a GNC store. So that was a big make or break moment too, Matt. That kind of led me to the path that I'm on. Cool.
And then the second part of this question is, and what is non-negotiable for you? Where is it okay to make compromises and sacrifices? And when do you have to just say no and hold your ground?
All right, that's a good question, Matt. That's a long question too. What's the non-negotiable with that? Read me that second part of that again, Isla. Make sure I understand that.
Where is it okay to make compromises and sacrifices, and when do you have to just say no and hold your ground?
Man, I think my non-negotiable is people. So like I can make sacrifices with myself. I can make sacrifices with my finances. Really me, man, like I can sacrifice myself all day long. But where I draw the line is like sacrificing other people. So sacrificing family, sacrificing employees, like I'll go above and beyond to try to save an employee's job. And I'll give you an example of that. Like this entire last year, we had to do some downsizing and cutting, and I downsized myself first down to zero, where I was literally pulling zero money out of any of my companies, not paying myself at all for like an entire year. I literally paid myself twice last year. And I did that to sacrifice myself so I can take that money and give it to my employee that I had. So, man, that's where I draw the line is I won't sacrifice people. Now, if you're a knucklehead and you don't really value me or my company and you're doing some dumb shit, all right, you may get sacrificed. But if you're loyal to me and loyal to my company and my mission, my brand, I'll do everything and anything it takes for you. That's where I draw the line. Cool?
Mm-hmm. Do you have a question?
No, that's not here yet.
I got one on Facebook I can read.
Okay.
All right, guys. What was your biggest aha moment? And if you could learn one thing from your business idol, what would it be? My biggest aha moment, man, in business, you know, I'm gonna like go more in life on this rather than business. In business, I have a ton of aha moments, like, oh my God, I need to do this. And like, I just had a good aha moment of like, I don't want to be just pigeonholed into, like, one of my business is a supplement store called Fit Republic. And I don't want to be pigeonholed just to a supplement store. Like, I'm evolving, I'm innovating. I had an aha moment of like, wait, we need to be more than just that, have services. And we've done that a little bit with Fit Republic Foods, but like I think my biggest aha moment came from personal growth with me, where I realized that how I felt about myself was the most important thing. That was the variable. So in that aha moment, I realized I would always sabotage myself because maybe I wasn't the best person in my past, and I didn't feel good about who I was, even though like I could lie to myself and say, oh, you're a great person, you're successful, you're awesome, you're an awesome person. Deep down, I knew like there was something not quite right, and I'd always self-sabotage. So my biggest aha moment was realizing no matter what I did, I always have to do the right thing. And I mean, it sounds a little abrasive, guys, but like, I don't do the right thing for the other person. A lot of times it's like, that's the right thing, but I do the right thing for myself because I know how that's going to make me feel. And I know eventually, ultimately, if I feel great about who I am, then everything else around me is going to be great too. And I can provide greatness for the people around me, companies, businesses, everything around me is going to be great. But like, if I don't take care of myself, nothing else is going to be good. It's kind of like, you know, when you get on an airplane and like the airplane's going down and the oxygen masks fall, right? They don't say, well, make sure like everybody else's oxygen mask is good first. They don't say that. They say, make sure yours is on good first, so you can take care of yourself to be able to take care of others. So long story, long rant on that is my biggest aha moment was realizing that I had to fix myself and evolve myself and take care of myself first, foremost, and spend the most time on myself so I can then take care of everybody else around me. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
You guys agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. I know we had some questions that came in before we started the show on this episode, but
There was one
maybe we should.
a part of Allie's.
And you guys, like, if you're live, man, don't throw me a question. If there's something you kind of want to know, just put it out there. I won't call you out. Like, I won't call your name. Like Angie Belding, my cousin out there watching my show, I won't call out your name on like making you like ask me a question.
Janae asked you, what is one of your greatest failures and what did it teach you?
Hey Janae, what's one of my greatest failures and what did it teach me? I've had a lot of failures actually. I don't know exactly what was my biggest failure. They're all pretty big in your mind when you fail. Like even your smallest failure feels really big at the moment, right? But I think, you know, for where we're at in business, one of my biggest failures that I learned the most of was I had created Fit Republic and I wanted to scale it fast. So I opened up 3 stores right away and I didn't have the infrastructure right. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing, to be honest with you guys. Like I know how to run 1, I didn't know how to run 3. Like no one ever told me like running 3 isn't three times as hard. It's like 20 times as hard as running 1, right? So I didn't have very good infrastructure and I had to close two locations. So I took that as a failure, learned from it, created better infrastructure, scaled it again. But you know, failure after failure, like my next failure was some franchising failure. Like I franchised the brand, but there's some things that I didn't realize in it. I learned a lot and had some failures, backed up, revamped, and did it again. But I learned from every failure, Janae. Like no matter how big it is or how small it is, I welcome failure. I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen the majority of the time and majority of stuff that I try to do. And I just know that like as long as I keep my liabilities low or it doesn't kill my company, kill me, kill my family, like I'm not risking too much, that I'm going to fail, I'm going to learn, I'm going to grow. Like this is a long game. Like I'm excited for right now, but I'm more excited for where we're going to be at in 5 years, 10 years. I'm more excited where I'm going to be at in 5 and 10 years. Like I'll be 39 years old in February. That's young in the business world. I plan on doing stuff, building companies, entrepreneurship until I actually like die. Like I'm like 85 years old, probably maybe in a wheelchair, barely be able to talk, but I'm still going to be running some kind of business, learning and growing. That's just who I am. So like, I really welcome failure, guys. Like if you're out there and you're thinking about doing something, business, new company, personal life, hobbies, whatever it is, just start doing and start screwing it up. Start I mean, I don't want to cuss too much, but start fucking it up. Like, go out and start doing shit and failing, because that's how you're going to evolve to get to the next level and to finally be successful 1 year, 5 years down the road. So, whew, long rant on that one. Thanks for the question, Janae.
No, still nothing nice.
I have one.
Yeah, go for it, Anna.
Joshua Robinson asks, coming from a small town like Tecumseh, what lessons did you take from a small town that made you a stronger entrepreneur or aided your growth?
Hey, Josh. So, like, a little insight. Like, Joshua Robinson's from my small town, Tecumseh. It's Tecumseh, by the way. Not Tecumseh. It's all right. You're T-Town boys. You know, so basically, it was like the question was, what did I take from growing up in a small town to help me with being who I am now, like an entrepreneur, right? Like, you know, Josh, I think the biggest thing I took from coming from a small town is just, one, my work ethic. Like, everybody from a small town, especially in Nebraska where I'm from, is like, worked really freaking hard. Not just what you did, right? Like, and I can get into definitely in the millennial age now and some of these younger generations where I feel like it's not quite the same and I get frustrated with it. But like, I took work ethic from it, Josh. And like, here's the other biggest thing, man, is like, I trust everybody. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I moved from small town Nebraska to Denver out of shit like 10, 15 years ago. And when you grow up in a small town, I grew up on a farm, like nothing is locked. Like you don't lock your house, you don't lock your cars, like you just trust everybody. You're driving down the road and you give the one finger wave to like everybody waves back, everybody knows everybody. You just trust people. And so I moved to Denver, I didn't lock anything. And my friends were like, yo, your house is unlocked. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, what? Someone's gonna break in your house and steal all your shit. I'm like, no, I trust everybody. I trust everybody in the world. So like, you know what, man? I think it's a big benefit. Like, everybody that I meet, I automatically trust. Like, I'll trust you until you give me a reason not to trust you. Sometimes I get burnt on it, but that's just, I'd rather live life that way. I would rather live in I call it my happy little bubble where everybody is good, no one's bad, and I trust everybody. So Josh, man, two biggest things I take from living in a small town: work ethic and just being a good person. Just trusting people. Yeah. Let's see. You guys, this is the Ask the BCE Show. So if you have questions out there, send them. Let's keep going with this. I'll keep answering questions. I really appreciate everybody watching here live. If you guys like want to hear all my videos, check out my YouTube channel. It's just search Kurt Belding. All my videos are there, so like you can skim through them. Take what you guys like, throw away the rest, right? But there's content. This is all free, guys. This is free content. If you're thinking about starting your own business or you want to like learn more, like hit me up. Message me right now. Let's sit down and talk about business. If you want to, anything, life, your career you're in, I'm open and I'm free. So there's some other questions that got sent in before, right? Yeah.
Do you do social media yourself or do you have a team? How do you grow this for business?
Social media, marketing, advertising, right? Do I do it myself or do I just hand it off to my team? And that's a really good question. I like this one a lot because both. Here's my philosophy on this, you guys. Like, anything that you're going to have your team do, you probably should know how to do it yourself. Biggest reason is like, I'm going to take Isla, our social media guru. Like, she's a guru now, but like when she came to me, she wasn't a guru. She has a background in marketing, a degree in marketing, but me and her did it together. And then I learned first and then I taught her everything I know. But like, here's the thing, like I need to keep up with Isla because one day, I hope this day never comes, but Isla might get headhunted by a big company because they see all this great social media content that she's producing for all my companies. And they may offer like $1 million to go work for her, for that company. It may happen, you don't know. And then all of a sudden I lost Isla. And if I don't know how to do that job, I am screwed. Like you know what I mean? Like you got to know how to do it yourself, especially small business people. Like especially with social media, I see way too many businesses. So, oh yeah, social media is important. So like my 18-year-old cousin or my 18-year-old niece or nephew, they're hip on social media. I'll have them do it for me and not learn anything about it. Like that is the wrong way to do it, guys. One, you don't know what's going on. You need to be in it, innovating in social media, learning how to do it, pushing the boundaries to be better at it. And two, you can't rely on someone that doesn't even know your business to do social media. So long rant on that, guys. Like, especially social media marketing, you need to do it. You need to be the best at doing it before you hire anybody else to do it, and then do it together so you can both evolve. on doing it. So like, I'll admit, Isla's better than me right now at social media, but I'm coming. I'm gonna get better at this game and do it. So both. I have a team that deploys it. I have a team that does creation. So Reese over here, I know live you guys have seen Reese, but like he creates the photography, the videographer. He does the videos. So he's the creative part. Isla usually deploys it. A lot of times I'm the brain that comes up with like, all right, here's what I want to see. Here's how I want to deploy it. Let's do it and see what happens. And then let's step back and say, all right, what happened? Let's analyze the data. Where'd we go wrong? Where'd we go right? Wherever we went right, let's scale it. Where'd we go wrong? Let's not do that anymore for a little bit and see how this thing's going, right? So I have a team. I do it myself. But like, if you're out there with a small business and you want to market on social media, you better do it yourself. You better learn how to do it because let's face it, no one's going to care more about your business than you, right? So yeah, good question.
What's your question?
My questions that Kurt are always the same. It's all about how do you juggle this, how do you balance, because the stress and the things that come at you it's always all days. And I always see you kind of assessing it, sitting down, coming back like, okay, this is adding this is adding that. Let me get those out so I can focus on that. So
yeah, so Ben's question was, how do you balance everything you got going on? And like, Reese, how many companies, is it 6 or 7? I don't know. Yeah. Like, it's a point I don't even know. Like, well, I'm not creating any more for a while. I guarantee you that, all right? So, yeah, I think it's 7 companies. Yeah, we're taking a little time out from creating more companies. But like, yeah, Ben, that's a great question, dude. Like, how do you balance it at all? Because when this is entrepreneurial, right? Like, we're still talking about business. So I'm going to relate this to business. Is when you open a business, it's not like it's a lot of goddamn work. And when you have employees, you're balancing a lot. And sometimes you have a shit ton of stuff that you're trying to get done all at once. And it can be really, really overwhelming, let alone all the personal stuff that you got to get done. Maybe the home life's not very good. Maybe you got to get your driver's license and you got to figure that out, right, Ben? Maybe like all this personal crap piles on all your business crap. And if your business crap's not good, you don't have money to take care of your personal crap. And like, it can be so overwhelming, you guys. Like, but here's the key for me: stay present. That's the biggest thing about stress, is worrying about the future. If you're stressed out and crazy, man, you're not going to do anything good anyway. But always prioritize. Reese, throw me that notebook over there, would you?
Yeah.
So like, I'm kind of old school. I like to write things down. I got 2 of them. So like, to-dos. I love to-do lists because if it stays up here in my brain, I'm going to freak out. Like, there's too much, it doesn't all fit up here in the brain, right? I'll literally go insane. So when things come in my brain of like, oh my God, I got to do this. Oh my God, I got to do that. I write it down, right? So I have a whole list of to-dos. And you guys, it's not one page, it's literally the entire notebook of to-dos, right? But then it depends on, a lot of times I do it at night. So I'll look at this at night or I look at it first thing in the morning. I prioritize what is most important for me at that time. So I look at all the hundreds of things to do and say, all right, what can I push a day or two? What needs to be done absolutely right now? What's most important? And here's the big key about prioritizing also, guys, is there's a lot of shit you can do that you get caught in the weeds that don't mean anything. You think it's important, but the reality is not important. What I do is will this make me money? Will what I got to do right now make me money? Is this going to equal financial gain where I can take that money and make my company better? Where I can take that money and give someone a raise? Where I can take that money and hire another person to grow my company? If this is not going to give me immediate financial gain, it's probably not that important. So like, prioritize your list. Don't get caught in the weeds. Analyze each thing and how important they are and what's that going to do for you, your company, people, family, whatever it is. And just do that every day, you guys. The list doesn't get shorter. I start with a list like this and it grows, it gets bigger every day, and just know that's going to happen. But like, if you try to keep it all in your head, man, you're going crazy. You're going to go insane. You can't keep it all in your head. So write it out. Sometimes I use my phone, I'll put notes on my phone, but it's got to get out of here onto something, and then you analyze it. And Ben, you see me analyzing it multiple times a day. All right, for the next 2 hours, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. When I'm done with that, what's the next most important thing to do? And that's what I do. So, cool. All right, guys, are there any other questions that we can answer at this time? Well, thank you very much, all you lives on there. Sorry, I called you out a couple of times over there to ask me some questions. I really appreciate it. Actually, I might have some questions. Let me just make sure I don't have any other questions. Last time we skipped some questions and I didn't get them answered. So, nope, but I think we're all good. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, YouTube, Kurt Belding. You can see all these videos and listen to them whenever you want. That's a big thing that I do also, you guys, is like I'll be driving, throwing a video. I'll be working on stuff. I'm listening to a video. I'll be working out. I'm listening to a video. I'm always trying to grow the brain to be better at what I'm doing, and be a better person, right? So like just Kurt Belding, YouTube, throwing some videos. If you hate it, stop listening. I'll try to get better, you know? So like, this is the Ask the BCE Show. Thanks for watching.